Laptrap. There!
There's another one, Santiago.
Yeah, Joni, but what is it?
Dunno. Laptrap, scoop up the artifact and head on back.
Scoop up the artifact, Laptrap. Fix the mini-sub, Laptrap. Blow dry my hair.
Look what we found, Captain Clark. Another one.
They certainly are peculiar, Joni.
Maybe they're a clue to why so many ships have been disappearing around here. Hey, where's Owen, Leslie?
He's helping the cook. Grandpa, the captain, said it was okay.
Dude, sorry. There must have been too much yeast in that pizza dough.
Captain! Island! Get ahead!
Well, ClueFinders, it looks like we found what we've been searching for. This island isn't on any of my charts.
Captain! A tsunami! Heading right for us!
Salami?
Not salami, tsunami!
Hard to port! Our only chance is to steer right into it.
Dude, where's my board?
So, you want to know what happens? Well, before you go...
Hey, where is everybody?
Yeah, there's Owen's surfboard, but where's Owen?
Or Leslie?
Oh dear.
Or the captain?
Yay!
Or the crew?
Yeah!
What was that?
Let's do a little seismic research. Yep, just as I thought. That is an active volcano.
Volcano?
And it's gonna erupt really soon.
You mean it's gonna blow? Let's get out of here!
It would appear that method of escape will not be effective.
Leslie, are you okay? Where are you?
She's with me. Saved her life again. Ow, hey.
Some lifesaver. From all appearances, Owen and I are sequestered in some sort of subterranean chamber with no apparent means of egress.
She means we're stuck underground somewhere.
That's what I said.
Any clue as to where you are?
Wow.
Look at all those!
Artifacts!
Thousands of them.
What does it mean?
Hey, one fell off.
This is a clue. I'll analyze it and report back.
Don't worry, you guys. We'll find you.
And Grandpa.
And the ship's crew.
Before the volcano blows?
We'll observe you from this end on the red video phone. Call us if you need help.
Check.
We'll use my backpack to store any clues or artifacts we find.
Oh boy, here they go again. Well, if you need a break, let me know.
Okay, Santiago. Where do we start?
You decide. Joni, do you feel like someone's watching us?
Click on a number to set an activity to that level. Click the checkboxes to turn automatic leveling off or on.
Hey, look! On the other side of this river, there's our ship. What's left of it, anyway.
Whoa, that's deep.
Do you think we can make it?
No way, too dangerous. But I've got a plan.
I think I know what you're thinking.
we can use these longer pieces of coral
to build a bridge across the water to the other side.
Hey, do you think these numbers mean anything?
Probably. Let's find out.
did it!
Let's go across.
Boy, our ship is a wreck.
Hey, look! Our scuba gear.
Maybe we can sneak into the water down here.
Look!
Hey, it's one of those...
Cryp Tiles, and I was digesting that one, thank you.
Cryp Tiles.
Yes, I do love Cryp Tiles, but I'm afraid they don't love me. Go right through, actually.
Indeed. Yes, quite. Here. See you on the inside.
Gentle worms!
I yield 1 minute to manage a worm.
Ah, thank you. Fellow worms, as my esteemed colleague has so oft pointed out, we live in troubled times.
Indeed. Yes. Quite right.
As clearly stated in Deposition A, heretofore noted in the prior deposition, with each new tremor, we lose another colleague in our quest for inside.
Stop the presses! What exactly is inside?
Inside.
Inside is safe haven from this massive fish, this vicious living island on which we are more or less permanently perched.
Fish? Living island? There's no such thing. This island has a secret, and we're gonna uncover it.
Perhaps we should call witnesses and emissaries.
Yes, you will be our emissaries to inside.
Maybe inside is where Owen and Leslie are.
The answers lie inside. Collect Cryp Tiles and head to the fish within the fish.
The what? Listen.
Come on, Joni. You heard the man. I mean the worm. It's Cryp Tiles we need. Let's get a move on.
Dude, it's the mini-sub! If it's still working, maybe you guys can take her out and get some help.
Yes! Okay, here we go! Back to Honolulu! Aloha hoi! Aloha hee!
I'm afraid not, Lab Trap. The Lab 5 is only designed for a range of 3 nautical miles. It is good for deep sea diving, but it will not take you very far.
But it can take us down to the bottom of the seafloor to scoop up some of those Cryp Tiles.
Right. Come on, Santiago. Let's check out that sub.
There goes my luau!
Oh, thank goodness, the ClueFinders. At least someone's still in one piece.
Listen, Lab 5. Owen and Leslie are trapped. We've gotta help them.
Right, but we need Cryp Tiles to do it. If you can take us back down to the ocean floor, we'll scoop some more up.
Oi, that tsunami was no picnic, you know. I'm in bad shape. I don't know if I can make it.
But Lab 5, you're our only hope.
Well, if you can patch my electrical circuits, I'll make sure that you safely reach the ocean floor.
Electrical circuits are my specialty.
Before we can safely descend to the ocean floor, you'll have to reconnect the electrical power to my life support circuit. You'll need to use batteries connected in parallel to get enough current.
To connect batteries in parallel, connect the positive ends together and the negative ends together.
That's almost it, but you need to provide more current. You'll need to use batteries connected in parallel to get enough current. And we're off! Oi, are my joints stiff? Docking complete. Unfortunately, I seem to need some more repairs before we can descend again. Oi, I want my old hull back. To locate more Cryp Tiles on the ocean floor, you'll have to reconnect the electrical power to both of my sonar circuits. You'll need to use batteries connected in parallel to get enough current.
To connect batteries in parallel, connect the positive ends together and the negative ends together. To connect batteries in parallel, connect the positive ends together and the negative ends.
I say, young fellows, still looking for Cryp Tiles? The principal facts in this case show that you have yet to complete your quest for inside at the fish within the fish.
Oh my. What are you?
I am Tube. Who are you?
We're the ClueFinders.
Clues? You seek clues?
Actually, we seek Cryp Tiles.
You know about Cryp Tiles?
Cryp Tiles awfully hard to swallow. I have a Cryp Tile stuck in my throat. Now, if the rest of my body were working, that is, if my tubes connected, I could cough it up.
Excuse me, that's gross.
Lab trap. It's still a Cryp Tile.
My tube segments are all mixed up. Rearrange my tube segments to make 3 more complete tubes, and I can cough up this Cryp Tile for you. To make a complete tube, the fractions on the tube segments must add up to 2. Rearrange my tube segments to make 3 more complete tubes, and I can cough up a Cryp Tile for you.
I don't like volcanoes.
Whoa, dudes! Did you guys feel that?
I think that this volcano is more active than we first thought.
did it! I seem to have another Cryp Tile stuck in my air tubes. Oh no, and my segments are once again scrambled. You did it! I seem to have another Cryp Tile stuck in my air tubes. Oh no, and my segments are once again scrambled. tile stuck in my air tubes. Oh no, and my segments are once again scrambled. Now, the fractions on my tube segments must add up to 1 to make a complete tube. Now, the fractions on my tube segments must add up to 2 to... You did it! I seem to have another Cryp Tile stuck in my air tubes. Oh no, and my segments are once again scrambled. did it! I seem to have another Cryp Tile stuck in my air tubes. Oh no, and my segments are once again scrambled. You did it! I seem to have another Cryp Tile stuck in my air tubes. Oh no, and my segments are once again scrambled. I say, young fellows, still looking for Cryp Tiles? The principal facts in this case show that you have yet to complete your quest for inside at the fish within the fish.
This is a map. You can use it to travel to locations you've been to before.
Now which way?
We're back at the beach. Which way should we go now, Joni?
We've gotta find Owen and Leslie. Let's get going.
Oh well, there's no crossing here.
What are you talking about, Laptrap? We can just hop over these rocks.
Oh boy.
Hey, look! The water's receding.
Guys, I don't know what you're doing up there, but whatever it is, it's flooding our chamber with boiling water.
Joni, get back here. Look! The water's coming back.
Looks like you guys will have to find another way to cross.
Hey, Hey, if we can move some of those longer rocks into place.
We can use them to hop across the river.
But look at the markings on these rocks. I wonder if they mean anything.
Let's find out.
Well, we've formed a section of the bridge, but I'm not sure that's the right rock to place there.
Did it.
And now we can cross.
This island is creepy. Or as they say in Paris, creepy.
Laptrap, you're afraid of the mechanical sheep you dream about.
Quit clowning around, you guys, and take a look at this. Let's go take a closer look.
Joni, watch where you're going! A monster!
A chicken.
A chicken!
Unhand me chickens, you varlets! And that goes for your flying teacup as well! Well now, whom do I have to thank for me daring rescue from this dreaded living island?
Living island? Islands just aren't alive. It's a scientific impossibility. It's...
Then explain holes that move and rocks that breathe.
Well...
Now, who did you say you were?
We're the ClueFinders.
Clue, says you? Volcano, says I.
Volcano, says you. Eruption, says I.
Aye, but sure, the volcano's not our true enemy. The secret to this living island lies below. Nearly all of me fellow castaways have been sucked in, lost to the ravenous hunger of this living island.
Hey, Joni, take a look at his weapon. It looks like one of those...
Cryp Tiles, screams I! The key to the mystery.
Cryp Tiles.
Aye, bring as many as you can to the faces within the face.
The faces within the face?
Aye! Use the Cryp Tiles wisely, and the chamber will open.
Chamber? I wonder if that's where Owen and Leslie are.
Either way, it's Cryp Tiles we need. Let's go, Santiago.
island's got your friends. Take care it don't take you as well.
Wow, that looks like an American village from the Civil War era.
But it's in ruins and drenched in rain.
Oh, great. Rust.
Come on, let's investigate.
Well, you listen here, Mr. Island. It's a good thing I like rain. And fish.
Who's she talking to?
Shh! The island, I think.
But tomorrow is another day. So if you could be a good little island and rain somewhere else for a change?
Joni, something's fishy. I mean, rain in only one spot?
And fish rain.
Actually, powerful sea storms sometimes suck seawater and fish into their funnels, then rain, fish and all, hundreds of miles away.
Well, Mr. Island, your rain doesn't bother me one little old bit. But it's ruining the stories my ancestors wrote on these Cryp Tiles.
Cryp Tiles? Ma'am, we could use Cryp Tiles.
Well, I'd give you some, but I must read these stories before the rain ruins them.
We can help you there.
I adore the kindness of strangers. Come and I'll show you. Come to my table and we'll get to work. Well, you see, I've got all these mixed up Cryp Tiles with parts of stories written on them. Some of these stories tell the history of my great-great-grandparents who were shipwrecked here right after the American Civil War. And some tell the stories of the other poor castaways who've been caught in the snare of this living island. If I could only put the Cryp Tiles together in the right order, perhaps I'd be able to find a clue to help solve the mystery of this island. I know that I have the right Cryp Tiles here for 2 stories, one under each title. But I don't know which Cryp Tiles belong to which story. And I don't know what order the Cryp Tiles are supposed to be in.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out for you.
Why, thank you. When you think you've got both stories straightened out, hand me my handkerchief and I'll wrap up a sack of Cryp Tiles for you. If this storm doesn't get us first. The story on the right makes sense, but the one on the left seems like it's still out of order. On the right makes sense, but the one on the left seems like it's still out of order. The story on the right makes sense, but the one on the left seems like it's still out of order. story on the right makes sense, but the one on the left seems like it's still out of order. Why, you did it! Here are more stories. Can you help me put them in the right order? The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right seems like it's still out of order. The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right seems like it's still out of order. The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right seems like it's still... The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right... The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right seems like it's still out of order.
Looking at the story on the right, I can see that you've got the first and last parts correct.
Rearrange the middle and read the story again to see if it makes better sense.
I think you ought to first read the title of each story. Then, read the words on all the Cryp Tiles. Try to figure out which Cryp Tiles belong to the story on the left
The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right seems like it's still out of order.
Looking at the story on the right, I can see that you've got the first and last parts correct.
Rearrange the...
The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right seems like it's still out of order.
Looking at the story on the right, I can see that you've got the first and last parts correct.
Rearrange the middle.
The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right seems like it's still out of order.
Looking at the story on the right, I can see that you've got the first and last parts.
The story on the left makes... The story on the left makes sense, but the one on the right seems like it's still out of order.
Looking at the story on the right, I can see that you've got the first and last parts correct.
Rearrange the middle.
Why, you did it! Here are more stories. Can you help me put them in the right order?
These stories make this island seem even more mysterious than before.